Hi everyone, in this glass fusing video I'm going to show you how to make a really nice fused glass bowl using a really simple technique that gives you this sort of pattern up here. Welcome to Rocket Rose Art. My name is Jeff, and yes, I am sitting back down again. I'm not doing the video standing up like I was in previous few videos, because I just had problems with the sound. Don't have a great mic and it was just simply too low. Now this is a nice project to do. The end result is a really nice bowl, and it's not that difficult, and I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy it. If you find you do like the video, give me some comments. I'd love to hear from you, ask any questions you'd like, and hit that like button. That would be appreciated. In the description you'll also find some links that might be of help to you. There is also a new support section where I've started a store with some merchandise in it, such as t-shirts and that. I know everybody's doing it, but it is just to help support us and pay for some of the materials. Now, something I mentioned in the last video, I am going to have a section at the end of this video that deals with comments or questions that you may have asked in the last week or since the last video. So I will have a few of those at the end of this one, so hang around for that. What I like about this bowl is it uses a simple technique of just applying frit to create a pattern. And if you've done bowls before or anything before where you've used frit, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Using frit and scattering it on the piece, maybe using some stringers and that type of thing, you can create some really interesting patterns. The other thing I want to do with this bowl is to have a bit of a wavy edge, so I will be cutting it into a bit of an odd shape. Now I'm aiming to put the frit decoration on the inside of the bowl, and in the final piece hopefully we'll have a really good contrast in patterns between the inside and outside. So I'll get started now with the first step, which is talking about the equipment and the materials you're going to need. If you can hear some noise in the background, it's because I've got a heater going here, and I think Anne's got the washing machine going upstairs, so I apologise for that. As I mentioned earlier, the bowl that we'll be making will have a wavy edge. I'll be using this mould here, and to get that wavy edge I'll be cutting the glass. As you can sort of see a mark down here. I'll be cutting the glass in a wavy style. The glass we'll use today is 2mm turquoise blue, and you can see the colour I expect it to be there. And on the bottom here I've got a piece of 6mm clear. Now that piece I've had for years. Years ago I tried to score and snap that into a circle and it broke, so it sat there waiting for me to figure out what to do with it. Yes, I know there's 6mm and 2mm, so it makes 8mm thick, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. And then to decorate that I'll be using some plain black and white frit, and that's coarse frit that I'll go around the edges with. And I'll bring I'll use some vanilla here that I'll include there, and then sparingly spread that out towards the centre. Or at least that's the plan at the moment. This one I'm winging it a little bit because I'm having a bit of fun with it. Now the glass I use is all bullseye 90 COE, so any firing schedule you'll need to adjust. And on the shelf I'll be using thin fire, and in the mould I'll be using boron nitride. So what I've done here is I've marked very roughly the shape I want to cut out of this piece. I've covered all that with sticky tape to help this mark stay in place. Now I'm going to cut this out, and then I'm going to use this as the template for the piece of turquoise. So I'll cut it all out, I'll take it over to the piece of turquoise, and then I'll mark on the turquoise where I want to cut that. I'll get the rest of my gear on, and then we'll get started. I'll just mark around this with a texture, then I'll put some sticky tape on it to hold the mark again, and then we'll go and finish the cut on the ring saw. I've got my base of the 6mm clear here ready on the shelf. Got my blue, turquoise blue over here, sitting on a couple of pieces of scrap so I can pick it up easily, and then all the frit in my tools. So now comes the fun part, where I do a little bit of artistic scattering of frit. So that's all done. I'm not too sure how it's going to come out, but we'll get it into the kiln, do a full fuse, and we'll see you in the morning. Something I need to say about that firing schedule, you'll notice it is slow on the ramp up and the anneal. That's because this was a thicker piece, 8mm thick in total. So we needed to take it easy so we didn't shock the glass. Now you can see in the fuse where the vanilla is and the reaction between that and the blue behind. And if we flip her over, you can see that reaction quite a lot more there, and you can see how the frit has sunken into the top, and we get this like little pillows in here. So that's going to look nice, I think, in the final piece. So it's now just get this in the kiln and we'll do our slump. Now I really like this bowl, but I do have to be a little critical of it. I think I've put too much white around the edge. I think that flooded it out a bit. I think less white, more vanilla, and forget the black. I don't think the black added anything to it at all. I think we could have done without that completely. But tell me in the comments what you think. I'd love to know whether you agree with that or disagree, or any suggestions. That'd be great. If you have any questions I haven't already answered, ask them as well. Now, I did promise that I was going to briefly cover some of the questions, or a question and comments from the previous week. I do have a couple here that I think are worth mentioning. Jonathan made a comment on that clock from last week about the hour hand. I agree with him. He thought it was a bit too long, so I agree with him, and I think that should be cut down. Judith is actually talking about a stand that I did some time ago, which is out of glass, inquiring about one of those for a square platter. Interesting thought. I'm not quite sure how you do that, but I will put some thought into that. Paul had a good suggestion about glow powder. With the clock last week, I talked about having a glow around the castle, and he suggested using a bit of glow powder mixed with clear and using that to get that bit of a glow around the castle. And Nichelle asked about the lug that I used to cut the circles on the Taurus ring saw. That lug that I stick on with some double-sided tape. I've had a couple of questions about that. It's part of the accessory kit for the Taurus ring saw, so if you're looking to get one of those, whoever you bought your saw off, you should be able to get the accessory kit for that, which will include them. The other thing she asked about was the black decal, how I made them black. A little while ago I made some Easter egg cabochons in which I used decal paper as well. It's exactly the same decal paper which comes in many colours, and in this case it was just black. Where you can purchase it in Australia, I can tell you. So if you're in Australia, contact me and I can tell you where it is. Sorry, in the US I don't really know, or UK I don't really know. So I hope you enjoyed that one, and maybe give it a go, try it a little bit different colours, whatever. And as usual, if you want to see a couple of more videos right now, they're up here. And don't forget that little subscribe button down there and the notifications. And until the next video, I'll say bye for now.